So again, it is Sunday, the 15th of May, 2022. We're looking at where the moon is, but it is now completely hidden behind cloud. It may pop out again a little higher. There is an eclipse, total lunar eclipse, starting at 10:30, so just under an hour from now. It'll be total by 11:30.
I smiled because I was in camera.
I think you were a bit below, but anyway, yeah.
What is this? EOS? Canon?
It's Nikon, actually, yeah. Yeah. They're just trying to get the moon.
Oh,
Kind of hidden behind cloud right now. Mais il y a un éclipse ce soir, vous savez, l'éclipse total de la Lune.
ah oui, ah.
Oui, oui. Ça commence à 10h30, ça va jusqu'à... Yeah, I think it might come out again.
Ça le changeait beaucoup quand je suis passionné à la photographie.
Oui, oui.
Je suis avec le développement, le DAC.
Ok, oui, oui.
Hey, j'ai aussi un caméra compact,
Oui,
16.
oui, oui.
C'est
Très bon
avec,
caméra.
avec
Un modèle ou une caméra antique comme des années
les
30?
photocaméras, juste.
Non, mais comme contact, c'était une marque
Oui, contact,
qui
c'était.
date depuis plusieurs années. Est-ce que c'est un contact des années 30 ou est-ce que c'est un contact des années 80?
Première, c'était première. C'est quelque chose comme 27. C'est comment ça s'appelle? C'est original? Je sais pas.
OK.
J'ai une photo.
OK. Vous avez une photo de la caméra, c'est ça?
Oui.
OK.
Parce que,
Oh, there we go. We got to raise the camera a little bit to maybe see the moon pop out of the clouds.
ah oui. C'est ça.
Oh, yeah. OK. Alors, ça, c'est le rangefinder. C'est censé la caméra des années 30. J'avais une que j'ai achetée à une vente de garage pour 10$. Mais ça a été toute maganée.
C'est avec tous les sets.
Ouais, ouais.
Pour les
Ouais, ouais.
35 mm,
Ouais, ouais. Ouais, ouais.
180.
180, c'est ça, exact.
180, aussi,
Ouais, ouais.
aussi quelque chose comme les plissements.
OK, juste pour t'avertir, j'ai testé positif pour le COVID, alors c'est peut-être
Ah oui.
pas l'idée
Ah.
de ne pas être trop proche.
OK, merci.
OK, oui.
Plaisir de parler.
OK. So, yeah, okay. So, yeah, this is close to what I'm seeing with the eye. The moon is somewhat brighter, but the sky is about the right level of exposure. And definitely a nice dramatic image of the moon rising here in Montreal. I think you just might adjust the angle a little. But yeah, I unfortunately did test positive for COVID-19 on Thursday, and I did a rapid test earlier today, and it was still there, still positive. But I feel fine. I had almost no symptoms, just slight drippy nose, occasional little cough, really nothing worth speaking about. But nevertheless, I tested positive twice now, once with a rapid test this morning. So I have to be reasonably cautious. I'm wearing a mask outside. I don't normally wear a mask outside, but just to minimize the transmission possibilities with people who might get a bit close, I've got a mask on. So that's it, but I'm not going to miss the eclipse. And, normally there's not a whole lot of people around. Because I'm using a camera, that's actually attracting some people. So I have to give that some thought. Oh, here we go. We're just going to adjust the angle a little bit. Looks sort of like the eye of a wolf or something. And I'm sure ancient people did get that kind of impression. Maybe that's how they came up with the idea of wolves eating the moon during a lunar eclipse, because that's one impression. That's the Scandinavian eclipse myth. What are the names of the wolves? I think it's Hattie and Skull or something like that. So two different wolves. I think the wolves actually refer to the nodes of the ecliptic. Let's see what I can find in Google. So Google eclipse Hati. Pretty sure it's Hati and skull. No, soon enough. Yeah, here we go. The Sky Wolves, Skull and Hati. So I had it right. Norse eclipses, Mythcrafts. That's the site. Norse mythology for smart people. So let's see what it says. Oh, and it's gone. Looks like the wolf got it, even though it's not actually an eclipse. So, pronounced roughly skull, Old Norse skull, one who mocks. So that's interesting. And Hati, pronounced Hati. So maybe I'm not pronouncing it wrong. Hati. Old Norse, Hati, one who hates. Oh, that's interesting. So one who mocks and one who hates are two wolves who are only mentioned in passing references that have to do with their pursuing Sol and Mani, the sun and moon. Okay, so I guess one pursues the sun and the other one pursues the moon. Through the sky in hopes of devouring them. At Ragnarok, the downfall of the cosmos, they catch their prey as the sky and earth darkens. Excuse me, as the sky and earth darken and collapse. It's not entirely clear which one of them pursues the sun and which one pursues the moon. Well, that's interesting, and it's possibly a misinterpretation. I'm thinking it's possible that perhaps they represent the nodes, one representing the ascending node and one representing the descending node. That would correspond with the Hindu take on things, Rahu and Ketu. So I think there's a possible misinterpretation going on. It seems they're not very clear on things. So the medieval Icelandic historian Snorri Sturluson, whose works are typically taken at face value in low-quality introductory books on Norse mythology, claims that Skull chases the sun and Hati the moon. However, Snorri's source in this passage, the Eddic poem Grimnismal, says the following in the relevant stanza. Skull is the name of the wolf who follows the shining priest into the desolate forest, and the other is Hati, Hroðvirnir's son, I'm probably not pronouncing that right, who chases the bright bride of the sky. And yes, the moon is often portrayed, perceived as female for reasons I don't need to explain, although there are the opposite perceptions in the Germanic myths about the sun and the moon. The moon's actually male and the sun is female. But nevertheless, what do we got here? So now we're getting the exposure is such that the moon is actually even a little underexposed and I can hardly see anything into the side. So I think I'm going to change the shutter speed here and see if that changes things. And I guess I'll adjust the exposure compensation. There we go. So all of a sudden now it's, yeah, it went to a really high ISO. That's not what I want. Let's bring it down again if we can. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty close to what I'm seeing, although the moon is all washed out. But this is pretty close to what I'm seeing in terms of the clouds. Even a little on the dark side for the clouds. But yeah, I actually see quite a bit of detail in the moon. But this is how things go. The cameras just don't have the dynamic range that the human eye has. You know, the human eye sees greater range from shadow to brightness at the same time. But the cameras can't quite match it yet. Let's see. So, let's see, where are we? I lost track of things a bit. So it says the noun used for skulls, pray, godi, priest, is masculine, and the noun used for hatis, pray, broer, bride, is feminine. Since Mani, the moon, is male. Oh, so that's yeah, so that is the Germanic tradition. And Sol, the sun, is female. The wording of this stanza strongly suggests that Skull hunts the moon and Hati the sun. So yeah, so that's following the Germanic model of things. This same stanza names the father of Hati, and surely by extension Skull as well, as Rod Vitnir. Since another poem in the poetic Edda, the Lokasena, uses the essentially identical word Hror Svitnir, famous wolf, as a by name for Fenrir. Well, they use the word essentially. I find myself using the word essentially a bit too much, but essentially that's my problem. So anyhow, but yeah, I keep saying essentially. I've noticed that in some of my videos. I gotta find another word to use, or not. Anyhow, let's see what else it says. As with so many other aspects of Norse mythology and religion, any single tidy interpretation we might try to foist upon the material today in the interest of resolving its many contradictions is a modern artificial imposition. Looking for more great information on Norse... Okay, so now it's a blurb for the site, but it is actually quite good. What is the site again? I want to give them full credit. Norse mythology for smart people, I think. Yep. So that's actually fairly useful information. Okay, there's the moon. So we'll keep just tracking up. I don't have a tracking mount on the camera, so I'm just adjusting it myself. And we'll just move a little off to the left here. So I could take some still photos. I would get some quite interesting ones if I did. But I'm happy to just mess around with the video for now. And I'm really hoping that we will continue to have gaps in the clouds so that we'll actually be able to watch the eclipse. I think I may just shoot it completely on video. I mean, if it came down to it, I could even go get another body or two and another tripod or two and take stills at the same time I'm shooting video, but I'm not sure how sophisticated I want to get. But anyway, this looks quite nice. So at the moment we're at f8, 400mm lens, 50th of a second shutter speed. The ISO is right up at 12,800, so I think as high as this camera goes. It may go a bit higher in manual ISO mode, but I suspect the image quality would not be very good at a higher ISO. So we're doing okay here. I see flickering at the top of the screen. I'm hoping that's just in terms of the display and doesn't actually show up in the video, but getting some very nice moon through cloud kind of material. This would make a nice still image. So anyhow, we'll keep in video mode for now, but you know, I mean, you can always pull a screenshot from the video, but it won't have the resolution that you know, an actual still photo will have, and it probably doesn't have the dynamic range. If I shoot in RAW and expose for the moon, I can probably get almost the same dynamic range as the eye in post-processing. So maybe I should. This is actually quite nice. Yeah. Okay, you know what? We're going to take some stills.